Today is the official halfway point to the college football season. Since the national championship ended, we have just been on this upward slope, getting day after day after day.
Downhill
Transfer
from
portal
here.
news, spring game. We get there, we are light at the end of the tunnel. It might be a little far, but man, we are there. And you got May, you got June, you got July, you got most of August. But
Yeah.
man, we can see it. And spring is obviously over for all these teams and everything. So we are just in the nitty gritty of finalize our camps as they come up these next few months and everything, and then training camp obviously when that starts up. But rosters are set. You know what you're dealing with, and it's time to just get ready for this next season. Ohio State dropped some new uniform news today, going the All Blacks today, or next season again.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. We are halfway there.
And the thing is, you're right. You're starting to say you're accepting the transfer portal and transfers for what they are. And you are starting to say, okay, this is what we have. We are accepting this and we're moving on. Now, on top of that, you're also still recruiting. You're trying to get players and such and filling out rosters for future. But as far as next year and preparations, this is it. You're making your playbook around and you're strategizing your defense around. And, I've been reading a lot of stuff about how, certain players are starting to step up for Ohio State and wanting to fill those roles for those great players that were lost in the draft. And that's where this stuff happens. And we always talk about baseball and like what's the most important part of the season. And so many baseball fans are like, "Oh, the beginning, oh, the end." It's not. The most important part of baseball is July. Late July, because no one cares. It's the part of the season. That's when teams make or break their season. It's usually at that spot. And they start getting hot or they start falling off the ledge. And that's kind of where college football is right now. This is where you find your leaders. This is where you develop them, and the iron sharpens iron. So yeah, this halfway point. This is the important part.
Yep. And for us as fans, it is really hard to go day by day, and you're gonna hear news, you're gonna see news. To be patient, it will be here soon, and I'm excited to see when it finally comes, when we're at that light at the end of the tunnel, to see Earl Little Jr., to see all these guys that replace the Caleb Downs, to replace the Sonny Styles, the Arvell Reese, and that work happens. It's funny you say July because that's when the work really happens.
Yeah, sure.
That's when it is the most gruesome. It's just weightlifting. It's weightlifting. It's there with Maradi. It's there with your strength coach every single day. Even high school football, like June and July. Yes, there are camp days incorporated in the schedule now because when they moved to the playoffs expanded a few years ago, week 1 moved up, and so you have less time of acclimation. So we're allowed camp days in June and July, but the work gets done in January, February, December, March, those 4 months for high school football. Then track season happens, and some kids you get busy with track, you get busy with baseball. You don't get that grind as much as we do in the December, January, February, March part of it. But man, now that like June and July hits, this is where like good teams become champions. For same with college football, this is where great teams become champions. Is that work and not just the weightlifting part, but the teamwork part that goes into all of it. It's a good time.